Those are gone. So I held one back. Cavs Magic tonight. See if the Cavs can make a 2-0 for this first round, or they head to Orlando for games 3 and 4. If you can be there tonight, want to bring a pal, you can have these tickets. Cavs Magic, 7 o'clock tip tonight at the Romo Fijo. Call 10. These are yours. Good luck. Go Cavs. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Press the yellow button to begin enjoying your Alan.
What is an Alan?
The Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7 WMMS.
$35192. Want to send me a text. AlanCoxShow.com. Want to watch live? I don't even know who's helping out today. You know, all this mishigas with how we look and how we sound and who's been assisting in this. Henchy Clinchbore. Hey, thanks, man. Or madam. Sir or madam. Henchy Clinchbore. Appreciate it. Yeah, so Cavs play tonight. Then they'll go to Orlando. What's that?
That is, the Zoom isn't muted on Bill's end.
Got it. Okay.
I know whose that was. I barely want to hear myself once, let alone twice. I was reading about a lady who got arrested because she broke into her neighbor's house and demanded a threesome.
Hell yeah.
Right?
I'm trying to think of all my neighbors, and I'm going to be upset about this.
Well, are you surrounded by octogenarians? Is that what it is?
And there's plenty of old people, and then just not anybody. There's a
There's
few.
no contenders, is what you're saying.
No, there's a few now. That
Are
I
there?
think about
Okay.
it. Yeah, no, maybe. There's
Your age? Younger? Older? Middle-aged? But
probably
still...
my age, younger.
Okay.
A sexual threesome.
This lady breaks in, and in Louisiana, in Monroe, Louisiana. Monroe! They got a harassment complaint at an apartment complex in Monroe, Louisiana, where she forced her way into her male neighbor's apartment and then wanted to initiate a threesome with the victim and his girlfriend. Guy said that there was a knock on the door, and he opened the door, and an unknown neighbor forced her way into the residence. Now, there's a picture of the woman, and she's, how to put this? How disinterested under normal circumstances would you have to be in a woman to turn her down for a threesome? The woman got into his apartment, began trying to have sexual activities with him and his girlfriend. That's your neighbor. You don't know her.
Sexual threesome.
Obviously, it didn't result in a three-way. But the guy called the cops. Cops showed up. She had already split for the nearby Circle K, and they picked her up there. Shadana Rayshonette Hurd, 31. And they take her back to the guy. He's like, is this a lady who busted in? So she was probably drunk, right? Put her in the tank overnight. But, they hit her with a felony, unauthorized entry, like somebody's place.
That's what she was
She gave him permission to enter.
A sexual threesome.
Not the apartment, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, she wanted permission to enter. But somebody knocks at your door, and she's a neighbor, and this is probably a situation, obviously, where there's a lot of other variables. She was intoxicated. She didn't have use of all of her faculties, I guess. And this guy doesn't want to catch some beef later on when she goes, oh, my God, what happened? Sobers up and then screams at, But she did knock at the door and then forced her way in. So how unattracted to somebody would you have to be to turn down a threesome?
Maybe it's the surprise factor. You want to know.
You want to plan a threesome.
You don't want it.
You don't want a
sprung on you like
spontaneous threesome is what you're saying?
Not a forceful one.
You don't want a spontaneous, forceful threesome.
No, I don't think so.
Boy, Mary, you are a prude.
I know, guys. I'm sorry.
No spontaneous I think the word forceful is throwing me off, too. I don't care for that.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
Forceful?
you also got to play it right because you still got to get your other partner. If she's real hot and she's like comes in and she's demanding a threesome, I'd be like, hey, let me check with my girl. Like but I can't be too excited about it because then it's gonna throw it off.
You become you become an attorney. You're like, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my client here. You're trying to convince your girl.
But you can't. Once you try and convince your girl, it's already not gonna happen. You got to let the girls
think it was her idea.
Do it their way. Yeah, it's an inception situation.
Yeah,
where you're just trying to stay out of the way and then hope for the invite.
I mean, this doesn't sound like a situation that was going to result in a threesome. Guy at home with his girlfriend. It doesn't sound like either of them knew this girl. But that's wouldn't that be part of the excitement? Here's a random person who has come to our door. She's not from across town.
Flattered. I'm flattered for sure.
Flattered. You know, she lost some weight, so her voice sounds great.
I think men are probably also hung up with like, man, porn's not real. Like this is how porn.
Well, who's hung up with that though? I mean, people know porn's not
is,
real.
I've never seen a porn where someone broke in and demanded a threesome.
You've never seen a porn where someone shows up and is like, "Oh, what's going on here?" And then they just
I've got the wrong apartment. No, come on in. Yeah, we were just having some wine.
That's different than breaking in and trying to demand a forceful threesome. That's
yes, that's true. That's true.
Okay.
I bet you.
I don't know what kind of porn you're watching though. You're
type in forceful threesome into porn.
I would like to not do that.
A couple hits.
Rough threesome porn videos. Forced threesome. You know, a lot of these sites now, boy, if you type in a word, they're flagging for a lot more words now. You know, because depending on what you're into, you know, I was reading a thing about how beyond the porn sites that are being banned in some states, or you got to put in your ID or whatever, and that's easily circumvented with VPNs. But they're like a lot of porn sites are flagging some words. You know, like if you type in reluctant, they're like, oh, we don't have anything like that. Relucted. We don't have any relucted forced threesomes over here. But if you know how to find them, you can find whatever you want. You might have to take a couple of extra steps. Might be a couple extra hoops to jump through. Held down threesome. That's another one you can type in. But this woman there in Monroe, Louisiana, she busts right in and didn't find any willing partners there, but they haul her off.
Did she go to the Circle K looking for new partners?
May have.
Or a snack. Or both.
Listen, that's the beauty of Circle K. You can find whatever you're looking for there, right?
Ding.
I go there for my Mountain Dew Purple Thunder. I don't know if they still have that, but I used to go to when we stayed in Sedona. There was a Circle K across the street from our hotel. Go in there, get that Purple Thunder. What are the things? The
Polar Pop.
Ices. Yeah. Yep. So, Alan, technically, fat people are skinnier. I don't know what that means.
That doesn't mean anything.
He's right.
I mean, I'd like to understand where people are coming from. I can't always do that. Well, our long national nightmare is over. It seems that the age of the self-checkout is coming to an end because more and more big retailers are calling it quits, or at least scaling way back on self-checkouts.
We did it. We stole enough stuff that they're like, all right. We can't keep doing this.
Back.
Well, yeah, they say that they've just gotten these retailers say they've gotten so much negative feedback from people, but that never moves the needle, right? It's just people stealing stuff or these stores see shrinkage or whatever. I'm cynical enough to think that this announcement has nothing to do, like they're not around the corner from announcing big hiring splurges either. They could be like, no, we're going to take out the self-checkouts and there will be 2 girls at the register in 20 aisles. Yeah. Walmart is joining the ranks of other retailers who are scaling way back on self-checkout lanes. Target, I dipped in to get some more dog food at Target, and they had like police tape near the self-checkouts, and I didn't even notice because I just wasn't really paying attention. I didn't even notice until I got right up on it. They were like, our self-checkouts are temporarily out of service. So Target, Walmart, Dollar General are reducing self-checkout at thousands of their locations. Now, Dollar General got rid of it completely because that's one of those retailers that, has to deal the most with people shoplifting. So obviously that's part of it. They're like, well, we got a lot of customer feedback. Yeah, when did that ever move the needle?
See, my only problem, I prefer self-checkout.
I do
sometimes,
too.
if it's only like one or two things, I
Yeah.
don't want to wait in a line. My only problem is if I am like grocery shopping and then I keep needing help on stuff, where it's like it won't weigh the bananas properly, and then it's like, stay put, help is on the way, and then someone has to come in and correct it, or if you double scan something on accident and they have to come over and void it, like that's where I start to get annoyed, where I'm like, this should be easier, and it's not.
Was
It's
it
like creating more problems.
Was it you telling the story, or it might have been even me telling the story, I don't know, a while ago, of the person who had like a full cart at the self-checkout? Like they had gone shopping and they went to the self-checkout. And I'm like, well, even if they don't have a sign anymore that says 10 items or less, we've been doing this long enough where people should know. That's like baked into the cake. People are like, well, I don't want to go through the line. So you're going to stand here for 45 minutes and scan your groceries at the, So I don't know. People have the stores obviously have to deal with people stealing. And but they say that the customer feedback is what has spurred their decision to remove all these self-checkout kiosks. I would imagine grocery stores might keep them, though. I mean, I know Walmart is like part grocery store, but they're talking about Target and Walmart and all that. But I would imagine that you're going to see grocery store chains hang on to them. I can't see Giant Eagle getting rid of their self-checkout lanes. Because those, for the most part, in my experience, those are pretty simple.
I mean, they're all the same for the most part.
What do you mean?
Like, it's all simple.
Well, I mean, I guess I should say that the way that they have them staffed, it's to Mary's point, if you're doing self-checkout and they have two people working there anyway and you have to call one of them over,
Yeah.
good luck. It's like hailing a cab, because they're running around there was some viral clip that went around the other day of some girl on her first day at Target had to close the store with one other person. And she's like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm excited to work with these people, but I have no clue what's happening here. And I have to close this store all by myself. Close down this forced threesome tab I have here. Okay, you see,
Whoops, I accidentally cast it to the big TVs.
Right.
Our boss is at the zoo. You're fine.
Yeah. Al, maybe that lady went to Circle K for condoms.
Oh. I think
Well,
if you're forcing a threesome, you're not wearing a condom.
You are not wearing anything if you're forcing a threesome. She was also looking for a purple thunder. I get it. People have been asking me over the weekend, too, if I got my hands on those Baja Doritos. And I have. But I haven't opened them yet.
What?
So, I'm sorry?
You're psycho.
Why?
I don't know anybody who buys a snack and is like, maybe in 3 or 4 days.
Well, no. Hopefully not 3 or 4 days. But I had no plan for that today. So,
That's what I'm saying. Who plans for that?
I do.
Psycho.
Well, what do you want from me?
I want you to buy a snack and eat
Tear
it
them open like a
immediately.
Wolverine and eat
Yes,
them all?
use
No.
your teeth.
Huh?
Forced entry into the Doritos.
A forced threesome in my mouth.
Yes. Between Baja Blast, Doritos, and Alan.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Nothing about that's forced.
And by the way, that's right. Oof, goes down too easy. What's the matter with a little delayed gratification?
It's trash.
What is?
Gratify me now.
Well,
That's what
no.
the lady was saying.
I listen, I'm with you. I mean, it's just that I think that's, it's not always the best way to do things.
No, it's not. Most of the time, it's not.
Yeah.
I'll
There's
give
something
you
to be said for it.
that. Yeah.
Reducing self-checkout, but they already have barely enough employees, is what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know at what point they're going to start figuring that out. These companies want to, bare bones it at these stores. But at what point are you're cutting into bone and not fat? I don't know. I'm not a retailer. I don't know how they calculate.
Something.
What's that?
Nothing.
I don't know how they calculate any of this stuff because they're all competing with Amazon. So I don't know, I had to dip into a Walmart about a week ago to get one thing. And when I went up to the self-checkout, I realized I didn't have my card on me. Didn't have my little card holder that has my debit card, all that stuff. I was like, I'll just pay on my phone. You hold your phone up, scans your phone. It's like tapping your card, right? Mm-hmm. I had to download the Walmart app. And then I had to...
They wouldn't just take it through Apple Pay?
Nope.
That's wild.
They're like, there's a QR code. And so I scan the QR code. It takes me to Walmart. And then I download the app. It was very early, so it's not like there were a bunch of people there. But if there had been other people behind me, I would have just walked out without my stuff. Because I'm standing there like a moron on my phone. I'm like, okay, downloading the app. And then I have to make an account. And then, you put in all your card info so I can buy frigging bananas. Because my fault, I forgot my card. But still, a lot of places, I assume you just go, bink, and you buy with your phone. Your card's on your phone now. Alan, make another trip to Walmart. They have Lay's chips. They've partnered with IHOP. Strawberry and cream pancakes with maple syrup and bacon chips. Is that all one thing? That can't all be one thing.
Things.
Strawberry and cream pancakes with maple syrup and bacon chips. I like how they've gotten to the point where they're flavoring snacks like other snacks. Hey, Cool Ranch Doritos popcorn. Why wouldn't I just eat the chips? Like, I don't... We're running out of ideas. Hey, we make popcorn, don't we? Yeah. Hey, put some of that Cool Ranch dust on there. No, I like to buy things and then stare at it.
You burn yourself with cigarettes every time you want to eat it.
Sure do, right in the eyeball. No, not that, but it's also like, how badly did I want this? Because I can be impulsive. And I'll go, ooh, I really like that. I'll get 20 of them. And that's silly, stupid. That's not what happened with this. But if you delay that gratification, and frankly, I don't want to ruin my day. Because if they suck, then make no mistake, my day will be ruined. Ruined, as some people say. My day will be ruined. Alan, I meant that fat people have more skin, making them skinnier. Skinnier?
Okay.
Well, yeah, okay. That is science. We like science around these parts. But yeah, buying something, waiting, staring at it almost. Because it's daring you to eat it immediately. Like, did you have 2 lunches today?
I had one lunch.
One lunch. And what was first lunch today? Well, only lunch. What was only lunch?
Today was a turkey sandwich with
half or a whole?
mayonnaise. Whole.
Okay.
I made it at home.
Yep.
So it's like a regular size turkey sandwich with mayonnaise, cucumbers, and Italian dressing on it. And then
What kind of bread?
That Dave's Killer bread. I don't know if you've ever had it. It's like
But this is like sliced bread?
Yeah, like 21 whole grain organic seed bread.
I've seen the guy with the guitar, right?
It's like $8 bread, but it's so good.
But you put mayo and Italian dressing on it?
Hellman's light mayo and light Italian dressing.
But doesn't that get gooey on the bread?
I keep the Italian dressing at work, and then I dunk. So I make the mayo, put the mayo on at home, and then I'll dip it in the
You're
Italian
dunking
dressing.
your sandwich.
Yes.
Like an Oreo
Italian
into milk.
dressing? Absolutely.
Wow. I'm fascinated by how people eat and what people do with food.
Because you don't do anything with food.
Not true.
So you
But I'm not. But I'm.
Not true. He's got Doritos right now that he's waiting to eat in a
Look
few
at.
weeks.
I'm playing chicken with my Doritos. Not true, but I am. But I don't dip my sandwiches into dressing. I know that.
Well, if I were eating it at home, I would have put the dressing on the sandwich.
That was my question. Wouldn't that make it super soggy on the bread?
And not if I'm going to eat it right away. If I make it and I'm eating it directly after that, how fast does your bread get soggy? Or does it take you an hour?
That's
to eat a
between me and
sandwich?
my physician. Thank you very much.
Right.
How
What I'm
fast does your
saying
bread
is,
get
is
soggy?
the only reason why it's on the side and being dunked is because the dressing is here and the sandwich was made at home. And a green apple.
A green apple.
Granny Smith.
Yeah, okay. Those are good. A little tart, a little crisp.
Love them.
Yeah.
Love a green apple. It's
All right.
actually the only apple I like.
I found a new kind of apple, that
racist.
I found a new kind of apple that my daughter and I have been eating that are delicious. They're called Kanzi apples. You ever had Kanzi apples?
No.
I don't know if this is another one of these bioengineered. You know, they're always crossbreeding apples and coming up with some new dumb thing, but Kanzi apples are real good. They're kind of tart, very bright. I guess they're Australian.
Are they very crisp? I like it to be very crisp, and I like it tart.
Your boy ain't having mealy apples over here,
I'm
Bill.
just-
Of course
I don't
they're
know. I don't
crisp.
know.
Of course they're crisp.
It's really hard to pin you down on
I
what
know.
you like with food.
I know. So would you ever bring in like a little au jus, Mary? Would you ever bring in a ramekin of au jus for your sandwich?
If I needed that, if it were a French dip, yeah.
So not. Oh, so only for I know that's traditionally with a French dip, but since you're dipping
No.
it into Italian dressing, I mean that doesn't go on a sandwich. So you're
Italian dressing should be on every sandwich.
really
Yes. You out of your mind? Put Italian dressing on the next sandwich you make and tell me it's not the best decision you've ever had.
I didn't realize you had such an affinity for wet sandwiches.
Okay, unless it's taking you a half hour to eat this sandwich, are you a dry sandwich guy? You need some kind of a dressing. You need some kind of a sauce.
You have mayo and Italian dressing.
Dude, you're acting like I'm putting 14 tablespoons of mayo in there.
I
and
don't
then
know
I'm
what you're
squirting
doing.
An entire bottle of Italian dressing.
I don't know. That's why I asked what kind of bread. I'm like, oh, if it's like a baguette or something, then she's
No.
making a thing here. But we're talking sliced bread, sandwich
It's
bread.
literally like one knife scoop,
Uh-huh.
like maybe a half a teaspoon
Yeah.
of mayonnaise on one side of the sandwich, and then the other side is where the Italian dressing would go. But that side obviously stayed dry until I could dunk it in the Italian dressing.
I see.
It might be
You keep the dry side
extra-
dry and the wet side
And
wet.
she's just doing
Yeah.
that because
I would
you
normally
don't
put
want
the
it to get
Italian
soggy,
dressing on the
yeah.
other side. But if you're making a sandwich at home, I mean, I don't know how your sandwich could get soggy in the 10 minutes it takes you to eat it.
I don't
because
know.
it probably takes him 45.
That's what I'm saying.
No. I'm just,
And he's only eating half of it.
That's the problem.
Bill, do you dip
What
your
do you put?
sandwiches?
I'll dip
What
my.
do you put your sandwich on? What do you
I'll
put on your
put
sandwich?
chips on my sandwich and then dip it in something if there's a good dipping. I mean, who doesn't love dipping a grilled cheese in some tomato soup?
Well, I don't
or
like grilled
something.
cheese. Wow, so dipping sandwiches.
Yeah.
This is the
Well,
thing.
sandwich. I will not eat a dry sandwich. If you were to put like turkey and cheese and lettuce on a sandwich and hand it to me,
Be like,
that's
what the hell?
psychotic.
Yeah.
That's
No.
insane.
I'm not talking about that. I'm not anti-condiment. But you have two wet.
Have you never put mayonnaise and mustard on a sandwich?
Yeah, of course.
All right then. So why is it so crazy that one
I'm
of
not
them
saying
is
it's crazy.
Italian
I just never
dressing?
heard of it. I just never heard it because Italian dressing is that other stuff, mayo, you can squirt them on a little bit. Italian dressing is a liquid. It's not viscous. It's a liquid.
I think it's better to dip it
Yeah.
in that case because it's going to you're just going to get the flavor and it's not going to soak in and make everything all soggy.
Would it improve a fluffernutter?
Probably
No,
not.
That's disgusting.
You said it should be on everything.
Okay, not a fluffernutter sandwich because I'm not. It's not 1912, and we have better food
Depression
than
era.
marshmallow fluff.
All right.
I'm saying if you're having
Ma, where's
any
my Italian
kind,
dressing for my fluffernutter?
if you're having any kind of like a deli meat sandwich, salami, ham,
Yeah.
turkey,
Yeah.
bologna, whatever.
Provolone?
A provolone sandwich? You don't like grilled cheese? A cold provolone sandwich?
Yes,
with no
cold
dressing
provolone.
on it?
Yes. I like a provolone on rye.
Any kind of a cold cut, I think Italian dressing is a great choice.
All right.
Why don't you like grilled cheese?
I like provolone on rye with peanuts. Why don't I like what?
Grilled cheese.
And all that butter. Ugh, no thanks.
You don't have to
And
make it with
cheese.
butter.
Yeah. How else are you going to do it?
Spray it with some weird avocado oil.
Nah, I'm not
Yeah.
doing that. No. I don't want some hot burned toast cheese sandwich. No thanks. I understand I'm in the minority.